Hello summoners, and welcome to the Mobalytics Top 5 Quick Tips for Climbing Ranked with Yasuo. Tip number 1 is in regards to his early game and playing around how you can find an all-in. Having spammable abilities and a lot of base damage, he can look to easily kill anybody. An easy rule of thumb is that if your opponent does not decide to take the resolve path, those lack of runes and resistances, as well as the early health, makes this much easier for you. Make sure as the Yasuo player to continually auto-attack and stack up your Conqueror rune. Playing around your Conqueror and not forgetting to auto-attack in between your Qs will increase your damage significantly. This is a good tactic for mid and bot lane Yasuo, as top laners are significantly more tanky in the early game and more likely to take resolve. For lanes like mid and bottom, it'll be much easier for you to find opportunities to do this, as there will be many squishy champions for both the support and the ADC role. And don't worry, Yasuo ADC isn't troll. We've had him on our tier list for 5 or 6 patches, and he's a great bot laner. Tip number 2 is to play around your minions more effectively and leave some low ones alive. As Yasuo, playing around the minions will be your mobility, your escape, the way that you can engage and disengage, and it's your outplay potential. Having a few minions ready will be vital to your success. The Yasuo keeps the low ranged minions ready and doesn't kill them, that way he can dash through them, catch up to the Kai'Sa, and kill her. Don't be so antsy to push your wave constantly and keep a few minions alive, that way you can outplay people. Tip number 3 will be keeping with the theme of mobility, and we will be talking about some of the jungle camps. Yasuo is a champion that can in fact move through the jungle effectively as long as you understand this tip and how it works. This is a trick that we've showed before in our top 5 animation cancels and mechanics video, so if you like tips like this and want more specific tips towards animation cancels and mechanics, make sure you check out that video that we already made. With Yasuo, the way that you can get through the Krug camp and over the wall is by EQing onto the big Krug, and then right after that, the small Krug will often be in position, that way that you can E through it and get over. With a bit of practice, you can find out this is pretty easy to perfect. The position that the small Krug ends up in after you use your EQ is perfect for getting through that wall. As for the Raptor camp, the best way to get through this and over the wall is to use the target champion's only keybind. This button in game is very underutilized and is most useful during tower dives. While this button is active, you can right click anything as long as it's not a champion, you won't target it. Right clicking a jungle camp, a tower, or a creep will not make you right click to attack it. This allows you to position yourself right in the middle of the raptors. Even though there's so many of them, you will not attack them, that way you can perfectly set it up to get yourself through that wall. As for getting through the camp from the other side, it's pretty easy to do as long as you target the raptor that is closest to you and closest to the corner. I used to always mess this up personally as I was trying to target that one little raptor next to it. Come on, get through, but it doesn't want to let you through. However, the one closest to the corner is very easy and lets you through most of the time, and as you can see, the range of the ability makes sense. You can see why it lets you through. Tip number 4 is play safer and build tankier, son. Typically, Yasuo players will like to play over-aggressive, dive turrets, and die a lot in the process. Part of this is the way the champion is designed and the way that he plays out in game. Yasuo rewards aggression during the laning phase by pushing the wave consistently and often to pressure his opponent under tower. The only problem is that consistently pushing the wave makes you very vulnerable to ganks. Playing over aggressive, consistently EQing and tornadoing every single wave will put you in a position to get camped, flame, rage, and tilt. The problem with playing aggressively and not getting punished for it is that you need to be a very good player and understand how and when and why to play aggressive, as opposed to playing blindly aggressive. A nice tip overall would be to just play safer in general. While you might miss a chance here and there to aggressively play and deny a few minions from your opponent, the reward will be better. It's very true that if you're a high challenger player and one of the best top laners in the world, playing aggressive will get you a lot of results, but let's be honest, we're not all like that. If all that you're looking to do is win more often, minimize your mistakes by playing a bit safer, especially during the laning phase. While this does contradict tip number 1, remember that's only during the very early parts of the game, meaning like levels 1, 2, and 3. You can also help yourself by building slightly tankier. Some of the highest rated Yasuos around the world in solo queue tend to build slightly tankier. Items like Steric's Gauge, Guardian Angel, and Randuin's Omen can be pretty popular with some of the higher elo Yasuo players. These items give you some innate tankiness as well as a bit of ability to save yourself. Steric's Gauge will pop that big shield, Guardian Angel will save you after death, and of course Randuin's Omen giving you that slow will increase your ability to be slippery. Lastly, tip number 5, let's talk about 3 good matchups for Yasuo. For Lux, Brand, and Ziggs, all of them have a common theme of being very skill shot and projectile based. Yasuo's win wall and mobility and the fact that they are all very immobile means that Yasuo can stomp them, kill them, and snowball on them. While it's true that if the Yasuo misplays, they can easily get one rotation by things like Lux and Brand, and even things like Ziggs can tower push you if you leave lane too often. But overall, these champions do struggle to beat him, and if he plays smart and knows what he's doing, he can easily gank assist and kill them many times over. This has been the Mobalytics 5 quick tips for climbing ranked with Yasuo. Let us know in the comment section down below what champion you'd like to see next, and check out the product at mobalytics.gg.